my mind. Still don't know why we let go. I'm trying to find a little closure. I guess we just need some time. But if you wanna come on over, baby, that's alright. Would you hate me if I pulled you closer? If only for another...
Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video, and welcome to an extremely hot day in Holyhead. We're currently in a massive heat wave in the UK, and we are currently sitting at 31 degrees, but the noggin's been sun creamed up. And in today's video I want to talk to you about the stigma that comes with everyday cameras. And for some reason I've been chasing obviously everyday camera, and I've settled now on the Nikon Zf, but I'm starting to notice a bit of a reoccurring theme lately, and that is when people are looking for an everyday camera, there seems to be this stigma that the camera has to be small, pocketable, compact, but that's not necessarily the case. And in today's video I want to talk to you about what makes an everyday camera, and what I believe from my own experiences what actually makes an everyday camera, because I've tried quite a lot. I've tried Ricos, I've tried Fujis, I've tried small Sonys, Canons, and obviously Nikons as well. So I've tried a lot, but obviously this stigma is one I want to quash, that everyday cameras don't have to necessarily be pocketable or small. So we'll get into that in today's video. So this stigma that comes with everyday cameras being pocketable or being quite small really is one that I really want to quash, because I did try smaller cameras. I've tried the Ricoh GR3X, I've tried the Fujifilm X100VI, and unless you've got big pockets then that could technically classify as a pocketable camera. But for some reason this stigma of them being small and compact, I don't know why that comes with the word everyday camera or everyday carry camera. If you've got a camera, you're able to take photos. There are obviously pros and cons between the two. Obviously, if you've got a smaller sensor, APS-C sensor camera, a bit like the Ricoh, there are limitations to it, obviously in low light. But with that being pocketable, it's easy to just throw it in your pocket and just go from there, and having it on you at a pinch is really nice. But for me, it's all about the feel of a camera, how the camera makes me feel, how the camera makes me want to go out and shoot. That's the importance of it today, and that's what I want to talk to you about. So it's not always necessarily the case of being small and pocketable. It can be a big camera, a bit like the Nikon. The Nikon's a big camera, but obviously that is my everyday camera. And having a camera on you in the little moments, maybe it's kids' sports day or just going to the park with the kids, it is handy if obviously you've got a camera that can fit in your pocket, or you can sling it into a small carry pouch. That is handy, but there obviously is pros and cons to it. Having a smaller sensor, like I said, limits sort of low light. You know, you are restricted a little bit. Modern day cameras are powerful, but having a camera that is quite small and compact, obviously there are pros and cons to having a small camera, but it's not always necessarily about the size. So having a smaller camera does have its pros, but also comes with cons as well. So using the Ricoh GR3X I had as an example, with it being small, it's handy to just throw it in my pocket, throw it in a small bag, always having it on you wherever you're going. If you're going out somewhere, just maybe to the shop or something, or a small walk, and you want just a light setup, then the Ricoh's perfect for that. But obviously that is a smaller sensor camera. It doesn't have a viewfinder, which was the sort of deciding factor of me getting rid of that camera. I did decide to get rid of it because of that reason. I like shooting with an EVF. I like to look through the viewfinders of a camera to sort of frame my shot better. But yeah, the pros and cons of it, not every camera being an everyday camera has to be small. So I want to kind of quash that. My Nikon is a big camera, but obviously this is a very powerful camera. It's not exactly pocketable. You'd have to have considerably large pockets in order to pop that in. But the Ricoh, like I said, has pros and cons. The Fujifilm X100VI as well was another camera that I had, and if you had deep pockets you could probably fit it in, but obviously there are limitations to every camera. There's obviously limitations to cameras like this as well, certain things. Not much, obviously, with it being a full frame, interchangeable lens and stuff, but it is a good camera to have. It is my everyday camera, and like I said, there are pros and cons to both. But if you are in the market for an everyday camera, try not to think that size is everything. You could get something big. It's about having a camera that you're happy to have with you every single day, having it close, slinging it on the back seat of the car, slinging it around your shoulder, making sure you've got it for those little moments with the kids and stuff, or if you're out in a beautiful area and you just want to take some photos, it's always handy to have. Some pink thrift. Absolutely love photographing this stuff. Don't know what it is about it, but it's just a nice pretty flower, and with today's light it's just perfect. Love that. Jesus, it's hot. So you might be asking, Chris, well, if size doesn't matter with cameras, then what does make an everyday camera? And for me, the biggest thing is actually how the camera makes you feel. So having a good camera, having a strong camera, takes good pictures, rugged, you can throw it about a little bit. Like I said in the previous video, you don't actually use your professional gear out of work, really. I tend to not. I mean, if you're in a position a bit like myself where you're lucky enough to have multiple setups, so I've got obviously a Canon setup for my filming and my photography business. I don't use that on the go. I don't take that out with me when I'm taking the kids out, or if I'm out hiking, or I'm out doing a shoot somewhere on location. I don't use that unless it's for paid professional work. With the Nikon, that is just something that I'll sling on my shoulder. I'm a bit more rough and tumble with it. I'll throw it in the back seat of the car. I'll be a bit more more wear and tear with the camera. I don't mind sort of busting it up a little bit, because that's what it is, that's what it's for. I want to use it, I want to separate it from my professional gear. But for me, an everyday camera is actually about a camera making you want to go out and shoot. It feels good to shoot with it. It feels right in the hands. It just feels good to go out and take pictures with that camera. Obviously, it's important that you get good picture quality out of it, but if you do prefer a smaller pocketable camera, then fair enough. But like I said before, limitations, there are going to be limitations, pros and cons with everything, as there is with every camera. But with the smaller camera, there's more cons than there is pros. Obviously, if you've got something like the Ricoh, yeah, you can throw it in your pocket, so that's a big pro with it. If you've got something like the Ricoh that doesn't have a viewfinder, that's a con. It's a smaller sensor, that's another con. So for me, getting rid of that camera made sense. Then I went up to the Fujifilm X100VI. I liked that camera. It was really powerful, was fun, looked good, aesthetically pleasing, ergonomically okay, wasn't the best, but it was good. I can see why there's a hype about it, but for me, it just didn't feel right. Now, an everyday camera for me has to feel right, and with the Nikon, it makes me feel good using this camera. It actually makes me want to go out and shoot. It's probably a bit annoying for my partner, Natalie, because I'm just constantly wanting to go out and shoot with this camera, and I feel like now I've actually honed in on an everyday camera that I'm proud to use, and it feels really good to use, and I just really, really enjoy it.
My eyes, no good at goodbyes. I feel your body burning on my mind.
It's hot, very hot. Currently having a quick break, but halfway across the breakwater now. I think it's 1.4 miles long, I think. If not, I'll flash it up on the screen. But I'm gonna head to the end, to the lighthouse, get some cool shots there, and wrap this video up there. Hopefully get some shots of one of the ferries coming in or out. There is one in, but it's only just arrived, so we'll wait for all the vehicles to disembark off that and then reload, and when it goes out, hopefully we can capture some shots. But whew, it's hot. It is hot. Things you do for this YouTube, eh?
My eyes, no good at goodbyes.
It is too hot. Nearly at the end of the breakwater now. So yeah, we're getting there. I forgot to mention at the start of this video that there is nothing wrong with your TV sets, but I do apologise for the brightness. and the probably unimaginable glare which is coming off my head. I have put sun cream on. I went and bought some sun spray just to spray on. Didn't want sticky hands while I'm out shooting, but yeah, do apologise for that. But there you go, Nat. That's your 35-year-old boyfriend looking after himself. Yeah. Anyway.
My eyes, no good at goodbyes.
We made it in one piece. Still extremely hot, but we are getting sort of intermittent clouds sort of blocking the sun's glare, so that's really refreshing. But the ferry just behind me, I want to wait until that goes out, so I'm going to hang about at the end of the breakwater. I might even get the drone back up, get some cool shots from up here. Got some cool shots of the guys working on the breakwater. Seems to be doing a bit of sort of cement work to the back end of the breakwater. But yeah, we're going to wait for the ferry. I've taken a couple of shots down below on the sort of lower tier of the breakwater, but there is a shot I want where I want the ferry leaving, so hopefully that is exiting for Dublin soon, and then hopefully the next one's on its way in. I think in the distance, bit hazy out there now, but I think I can see one coming in, so we might wait for that and get two different ships, one going out, one coming in, so that'd be nice. Like I said, I went down, took some shots on the lower tier of the breakwater, but I want the lighthouse, the edge of the breakwater, and one of the ferries leaving or one of the ferries coming in, just to sort of give you that sense of scale. But going back to everyday cameras, a good friend of mine, Gareth, is currently in the market for a camera which he is technically going to use every day. Everyday cameras doesn't mean you're going to use them every single day, but it generalizes the sort of saying that it's an everyday camera. But like I mentioned, sizes and everything, get a camera that you're comfortable with. The biggest thing for me, especially with the Nikon, it makes me want to go out and shoot. You're only as good as the camera that you've got in your hand. You can't take photos without one. So if you are in the market for one, I suggest that you just go ahead and buy it. And I'm talking to you, Gareth. So go out, buy your camera, get out taking them shots. You will evolve, you will change. You might keep that camera for life. You might keep that camera for a number of years. You might keep it for a number of months and get rid of it. But if that is the case, then fair enough. But make sure that you just buy a camera. Just go and do it. If you are looking to start photography, go out, buy the camera and get out and start shooting. But like I said, for me, an everyday camera is a camera that I'm happy, proud to use, delivers good photos. I'm just enjoying taking it, enjoying being out with it. And that's the biggest caveat from today's video. So Gareth, if you're watching, make sure you buy that camera so we can head out together shooting soon, and maybe one day you can be in one of these YouTube videos. So I'm going to hang about, like I said, wait for that ferry, get some more shots, get the drone up, and then we'll call it a wrap on that. So yeah, everyday cameras, size doesn't matter. Obviously there's pros and cons to the two, but if you are in the market, please make sure that you just go out and buy a camera. It might not be the camera, the one that you fully fall in love with, but you're only as good as the camera you've got in your hand, as I mentioned. So get out there, buy your camera, take some shots, and as I always say, see the world, capture life. Peace.
I start to close my eyes. No good at goodbyes. I feel your body burning on my mind. Still don't know why we let go. I'm trying to find a little closure. I guess we just need some time. But if